It all started when I received an invitation from a Miss Worthington, asking me to attend a dinner she was hosting in honor of her deceased brother. I'd never met her personally, but I'd heard she was a respected member of society, so I saw no harm in attending.
Thank you all for coming. As you know, it has been 3 months to the day since my brother Raymond passed away, and I'm glad to know that at least 3 of you could spare the time to honor his memory. In a moment, we'll be having dinner, and then a brief visiting that we might better acquaint ourselves with one another.
Miss Worthington, as it turned out, was a rather elegant woman despite her brother being dead. There was something about how she spoke to me and the other 2 guests that reminded me of a bird of prey. It was clear that she dominated this estate as no other.
Thank you for the invitation. I must offer my condolences, of course.
Thank you. My brother would be glad to know he had such friends.
Excuse me, madam, but the dinner is ready. Should we bring it out now?
Yes, James, go ahead.
Yes, get on with it, man. I'm starved.
Yes, madam, right away.
Well, we should all take our seats then.
Soon we were all seated, and introductions started shortly after.
Well, I'll start. My name is Uriah Toppin, bank investor. You've most likely heard of me. Well, you clearly don't walk in the same circles as I do.
No, I'm sure we don't.
Well, I'm Arthur Hilbury, and I run a shipping company. Fascinating. Tell me, man, what do you ship? Items of extreme importance.
The tension in the room was terrible. I could tell that Mr. Hilbury was not exactly eager to talk about his business, but something about the gleam in Mr. Toppin's eyes told me the subject wasn't quite closed either.
Right. Well, how about you, young lady? What's your name?
I was a bit miffed that my introduction was just a blatant change of subject, but I told him anyway. My name is Scarlett Rhoda. I'm a journalist for the Lamplight Gazette.
Oh, very interesting. Pah! Load of soppy stories and fanatic propaganda, if you ask me. I hadn't asked you, actually. Have you tried the wine? It's very good. And the beans, and...
Yes, thank you, Mr. Toppin.
At this point, I had realized that Mr. Toppin was the sort of person I usually avoided like the plague. And from the look on his face, Mr. Hilbury felt much the same. I had almost decided to simply bear through it for the sake of the dead brother, but then things started to go a bit odd.
Flowerheads cut them dead, mix them in the mortar. When he comes to look for her, you find her in the water.
The entire dinner halted, and we all stared at the girl who entered the room. She was surely no older than 7, and she stared at Miss Worthington with a chillingly empty look.
Lisbeth, I told you. Tonight you need to stay in your room until I come get you.
But Auntie, I want to see the dinner too.
No, Lisbeth, you need to wait. Go on back to your room.
Tatiana!
Yes, madame. Take Lisbeth back to her room, would you?
Yes, of course, madame.
Now, Lisbeth, you go on with Tatiana. I'll come get you in a minute.
Okay.
Come, we can take the long route through the library.
Apologies. That was my niece, Lisbeth. She's been a bit shaken since her father's death.
Yes, I should think so. If you'll excuse me for a moment.
Mr. Toppin left, a concerned look on his face. The rest of us ate in silence for a while. Occasionally, you could hear him retching from the other room.
Oh, for goodness sake, will someone go see if that man's all right?
Is he coming back?
Auntie, why is there a dead man in the drawing room?
Oh my gosh, Dad, you are so bald. It's disgusting. I never want to look at you again.
Oh, what do I do?
Don't fret. Try Palo Bueno hair cream.
Wow, that works. Thanks, Palo Bueno.
Dead?
Everyone out of the way.
Arthur ran into the other room, and the rest of us followed as fast as we could. We found him kneeling over Mr. Toppin, who had indeed fallen on the floor.
He's dead. Looks like a heart attack.
A heart attack? How could he have had a heart attack?
Well, he clearly wasn't in the best of health, as you can see. He was rather old and portly and...
But in my house.
Oh, would you have preferred he did it in the garden? Look, I'm gonna go phone the police and... Whoa.
Auntie, I want to see the dead man.
Lisbeth, go back to your room, or so help me.
Miss Worthington, please, calm down. Mr. Toppin died of natural causes. There isn't any reason to be alarmed. He was old, he was in the health...
Natural causes, he said. I looked at Mr. Toppin, dead on the floor. Perhaps it was my journalist instinct, or maybe something more sinister, but the more I thought about it, the more I was sure that foul play was afoot. And it was in that moment that I realized I couldn't trust anyone in that room, or even in that house. As Arthur calmed Miss Worthington down and led us into the other room, my mind raced through each suspect. Was it Arthur, unwilling to talk about his business to Mr. Toppin? Was it Miss Worthington, whose dinner for her brother was so rudely disrupted by the man? Or was it even little Lisbeth, for though she was young, she was certainly not herself. The more I thought about it, the more I became filled with dread. It took me a full 30 seconds to realize that Mr. Hilbury was calling my name.
Miss Rhoda, are you all right?
What? Oh, I'm just thinking, Mr. Toppin being dead like that, it's just... Say, how did you know it was a heart attack?
What? Oh, I'm a doctor.
I thought you owned a shipping company.
Yes, as did I.
Well, I was a doctor, and then I got into shipping. You see, the strain of it was just too much.
Mm-hmm.
Right, well, where's your telephone again?
Oh, just in there.
Madame, I heard a commotion and...
What is happening?
Oh, the electrical lights.
Oh!
James? James! James? James, oh no, James!
Miss Worthington looked around frantically with the candle. I just sat there, too scared to move and cursing myself all the more for it.
Miss Worthington, he's dead.
We're dropping like flies.
And that was it. There was no more doubt in my mind. There was a murderer about. Mr. Hilbury, I really think we should call the police.
We can't. The phone line's been cut.
What?
All right, then we need to get out of here. Which way's the front door, Miss Worthington?
That way, but it's most likely locked. James has the key.
I'll get it. It's gone.
Trapped in my own house.
This is demonic.
All right, everyone. The worst thing we could do right now is panic. Now, I think it would be best if 3 of us stuck together. No one go off on their own.
Are you implying that one of us is the murderer?
It's possible. Now, we need to find Lisbeth and your maid, and we have to get out of here.
Tatiana might still be in the library.
Good, lead the way. We entered the library. It was musty, and even in the dark, I could tell that there was shelf upon shelf of books. Under different circumstances, I would have loved to linger here and leaf through a few of the old tomes.
Ma'am, is that Tatiana?
Madame! I was walking with Lisbeth, but I lost her in the queue section, and then the lights went out and I heard screaming, and I came running and I saw James. I know, just stay calm, Tatiana. I'm sorry, Madame, I'm just so terrified. I brought the big knife from the kitchen even.
Great, well, be careful with it. Now, Miss Worthington, where would we find Lisbeth?
I'll call her. Lisbeth!
Here, Auntie.
Come here right now!
Madame, I'm so scared. I think I may lose consciousness.
Tatiana, don't you dare!
Here, I'll just...
Mr. Hilbury!
Oh no, the knife, he startled me.
Oh, that's fatal.
Mr. Hilbury, try not to,
Too late.
And that was 3 dead, which left Lisbeth, the maid, and Miss Worthington herself.
Everyone's dying.
Lisbeth had come back in, her face illuminated by a red glow behind her eyes.
Miss Worthington? Lisbeth, stay there. Well, Tatiana, you've been doing my work for me.
Me, Madame? I do not understand.
Yes, you. Well, now it's your turn.
Miss Worthington, your niece's eyes are glowing red.
Please, Madame, I have no idea what you're talking about.
I watched as Miss Worthington advanced on the maid like a wolf heading in for the kill. Tatiana backed away, panicking. It wasn't Tatiana at all. It was Miss Worthington. Wait!
No, Madame. Please, Madame, no! No!
Open up the door! Lisbeth, can you open this door?
Nah. Demon doesn't want to.
Open the door!
Oh, please, you don't need to make such a racket.
It was you! All along, it was you!
Yes, you know, I honestly believed you'd figure it out sooner, Miss Journalist. It would be a wonder if they missed you at your job. But then again, I always thought the world of acting lost something great when I took to the dark arts.
But all these people! Your insane niece!
Lisbeth, Oh, I know she's possessed, as was her father before her. That's what started this all in the first place. He died and the demon jumped to her. I curse you and all your children and all that. It all works out rather well, really. I get the blood and souls I need to pull the demon out of her, as well as getting revenge on people like Mr. Toppin, who brought my brother to his neck in debt, and Arthur, who turned him into a drug-addled idiot. Ha! Important items indeed.
But then how do I play into all this?
You don't. I saw your name in the paper and thought, why not? But now I have a demon to summon, Scarlet. Let's see if you live up to your name. Do you suffer from depression or asthma? Are your loved ones always worrying about you? Stop the pain now. Try Lagarev.
I tried Lagriv, and it completely changed my life. I can do everything I used to be able to do. I can play with my kids, I can walk my dog, I can murder my house guest and exercise demon. It was just brought me back to life.
Side effects may include dizziness, drowsiness, epidermal infection, nausea, loss of vision, loss of hearing, hair loss, internal bleeding, loss of limbs, and death. If you experience any of these symptoms, contact your doctor immediately. Do not use while using Pelo Bueno hair cream.
Lagarev, it works.
I woke up on the floor. It took me a minute to remember I'd been stabbed. It hurt, but at least I was still alive. Miss Worthington had her back turned to me, doing some kind of dark ritual over a circle etched in the ground.
Lisbeth, hand me the rosemary.
Yes, Auntie.
There we go.
Lisbeth turned around and saw me staring at her. My blood froze, but oddly she didn't call Miss Worthington. Instead, she walked silently over.
Oh, Dad isn't dead anymore.
Lisbeth, look, see that circle? Let's play a game.
Oh, Demon likes games.
Yeah, it's a game called Let's Break the Circle. Whoever scratches that line first wins.
Circle.
Lisbeth walked back over to the circle and ever so quietly dragged her foot across the floor. It smoked for a second where her shoe touched.
I win.
Lisbeth, what?
Bye-bye, Auntie.
No!
Follow the leader.
And just like that, Lisbeth was gone. I don't know how many hours I spent dragging myself towards the window that night. I thought it was the end for me, but I finally reached the latch and managed to open it. Come on, come on. Oh! Oh! As I lay there, dizzy from lack of blood, I heard voices approaching. The last thing I remember were cries and footsteps towards me, and raising my hand off the ground to get their attention. I woke up in a hospital bed, and from there began a long recovery. I never forgot the night I spent in that terrible mansion, and sometimes, in the moments between asleep and awake, I can still hear the sound of singing.
Let's cut them dead, mix them in the mortar. When he comes to look for you,